Our top story tonight on Gravitas comes from West Asia. Iran has openly threatened to strike Israel for a third time. A direct warning from Tehran, not just meant for Israel, but also for the US and the fragile ceasefire in Gaza. That any collapse of the deal would lead to a huge conflagration. According to a high-ranking IRGC commander, in fact, a third direct strike on Israel is inevitable. IRGC Deputy Commander Ali Fadawi stated that the attack, codenamed True Promise 3, would happen, quote-unquote, at the right time, without providing further details. In fact, Iran has already launched 2 significant missile attacks on Israel in the past year, making this threat all the more serious. In April, Iran unleashed over 300 missiles and drones towards Israeli military installations as a retaliation for the killing of 2 of its generals in Damascus. And then in October, Iran launched Operation True Promise 2, firing around 200 missiles in response to the assassination of key Iran-backed leaders, including former Hezbollah chief Hassan Nasrallah. And now the announcement by the IRGC Deputy Commander coming just a day after the US Secretary of State Marco Rubio and the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu vowed to counter Iran's influence and curb its nuclear ambitions. Netanyahu, in fact, claimed that Israel had inflicted substantial damage on Iran since the war in Gaza started and with US support was determined to, quote-unquote, finish the job. Listen in.
Today, Secretary Rubio and I had a very productive discussion with our staffs on a number of issues. None of them are more important than Iran. Israel and America stand shoulder to shoulder in countering the threat of Iran. We agreed that the Ayatollahs must not have nuclear weapons. And we also agreed that Iran's aggression in the region has to be rolled back.
And there can never be a nuclear Iran. A nuclear Iran that could then hold itself immune from pressure and from action. That can never happen. The president's been clear about that as well.
Rubio and Netanyahu's comments just weeks after US President Donald Trump also reinstated the maximum pressure campaign to prevent Iran from obtaining nuclear weapons. The campaign aims to cut Iran's oil exports down to 0 in order to stop Tehran from obtaining a nuclear weapon. Meanwhile, Iran has immediately fired back to Rubio and Netanyahu's comments. Iranian Foreign Ministry spokesperson, in fact, dismissing US and Israeli threats, stating, quote-unquote, they cannot do a damn thing to Iran, quote-unquote.
Threatening others is a blatant violation of international law and the UN Charter. Also, when it comes to a country like the Islamic Republic of Iran, the response is clear. They cannot do a damn thing.
Now, the thing is, as the tensions continue to escalate, Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, has issued a major warning, stating that Iran is fully capable of defending itself against any attacks by enemies. And Iran is not alone, by the way. Yemen's Houthis have also pledged military action against Israel. Their leader, Abdel Malik al-Houthi, stated in a televised speech last week that the Houthis are ready to intervene at any time if Israel violates its ceasefire agreement with Hamas and resumes its offensive in Gaza. With multiple fronts heating up, Israel is finding itself in a rather increasingly precarious position. Meanwhile, in Lebanon, a critical ceasefire deadline has come and gone. Israel was supposed to complete its military withdrawal from South Lebanon as part of a US brokered agreement with Hezbollah in November last year. However, just hours before the February 18 deadline expired, Israel announced that it would maintain a presence at 5 strategic positions along the border. According to reports, in fact, these locations situated on high ground overlooking Lebanese territory are seen as vital to Israel's security. Netanyahu justified the decision, insisting that Israel will do whatever is necessary to enforce the ceasefire. Under the original agreement, Lebanon's military was to take control of the region alongside UN peacekeepers. But with Israel refusing to fully pull out, the possibility of renewed clashes with Hezbollah remains high. Iran's threat of another strike combined with mounting tensions in Lebanon and Gaza, raising the stakes further. How will Israel, the US, Iran, West Asia navigate this? One thing as of now is certain: any miscalculation could have devastating consequences. To stay up to speed with the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.